Hey guys, what's up? How y'all doing? Oh snap! How y'all doing? Good to see y'all. What y'all getting into? That's cool. Hope y'all coming from work. Hope you're living your best life. Planning for your vacations, stuff like that. I love that for y'all. Just another day in the city. What can I say? So you know, going through my normal stuff. Just been thinking, trying to reflect on myself, trying to see and understand situations that are happening day by day, trying to see what I didn't see before. I'm trying to understand what people see about me that I don't see. I'm trying to break down a lot of that because as a woman with all these feelings and emotions, as a human being, we all have feelings and emotions, man or woman. Sometimes being my sign, I see shit a little deeper, as an Aries. Sometimes I can read right past the plastic on the book, take off the plastic, take off the wrapping, read inside the cover, the introduction, read past the introduction, see the first paragraph, go back again, read the what you call that, when it says the content, when it shows you the different paragraphs or the different chapters in the book, and I start looking through the chapters. Sometimes I might fast forward to the middle, or that looks interesting, go back. Sometimes people, they start the back, flip it to the back and see what that last paragraph, that last sentence was, and read a little bit more into it, see that last part. I could go back that deep and see basically how it's going to end. Then go back to the beginning and restart, and then start looking through the different paragraphs, different chapters, and looking through the different chapter names, bring it back, start reading from the introduction, start reading on the paragraph where they thank people, who it is dedicated to and all that, and then come back to the part where the first chapter is, and start reading on the first sentence, and see where it's going, and then go back to the middle, and I try to go chapter by chapter, but somehow I flip all the way to the back and it's over. That's how we see shit sometimes. Or sometimes, as an Aries, we could read so deep that we seen how you get to where you are without you saying a word. They say you can't read a book by its cover. That's true. But sometimes you can have the sight to see through the cover. You see through the cover. And sometimes it don't take much. Sometimes you could be wrong, right? But at the same time, we're not perfect. Nobody's perfect. We're all going to fuck up. We're all going to drop the ball. We're all going to do things that are out of our character. The last couple of months have been very trying, very different for me, because I went from one person to a whole different person just within losing a person. Because I'm not gonna lie, I feel very different. I felt vulnerable the first part of this year. I feel vulnerable depending on who I deal with in life, especially when it comes to family members or people I think I have a great relationship with, but then you start to see the bad parts. Or you start to see what you thought was growing, actually the seed was never planted. You're seeing a whole different image than what's really there sometimes. Maybe I had high hopes on it growing, but I forgot one step. I never planted the seed. I just put the dirt over and said it's gonna grow. It's gonna grow because it's in here. I thought it was gonna grow, but I never put the seed. Now they never put the seed neither. They did what I did, throw it over it, and we're both looking, telling each other it's gonna grow, it's gonna grow, it's gonna grow, we're gonna grow, we're gonna have the best friendship, we're gonna have the best relationship, we're gonna be cool as shit. Me knowing deep down inside that it's not growing because I forgot to do something. I forgot to do something. I not only forgot to do something, I didn't follow my own gut instinct. And my gut instinct was telling me to never fuck with that person from the beginning. And I've done that twice in this year. Is October, end of October going into November at this very moment of 2025. And I fucked up. I think 3. I think I'm gonna add 1 to it. In 3 relationships. Could I add 4? It might be 4 relationships this year in total. At first I thought it was 2. I think about it. And as I think about it, 4 other people. I've fumbled the ball, never planted the seed, got my feelings and my emotions because I'm hurting. I'm still in a lot of pain. This shit ain't easy, and this shit ain't for the weak. So, dealing with my own feelings. The worst place I can be as my sign is in my bag. Which technically means to me, like in my head, that means me going in my head and me falling into, not a depression, but me falling into my feelings until I'm very vulnerable. So you can't say hi with a certain tone. And I don't know what you mean by that, you know. That's me falling into my emotions, falling into what I would like to call my bag. Yep. And I hate to fall into my bag. I've been learning how to take that bag and put it to the side, dress it up real nice, put it down. You know, I'll be back. Just can't mess with you. I got work to do. We gotta concentrate. We can't be in our emotions. We can't be in our feelings. We gotta get this money. We gotta make a plan. And we gotta get about our situation into a better situation, you know? And that's what happened. Instead of me, I fell right back into that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I lay right back in that bitch. And I was like all in my feelings doing stupid shit that I wasn't doing for years. That I had more enough control over myself and my feelings. I was failing myself. So I've been working on all those things and those emotions. Has been fucking me up with four relationships this year. I'm usually on it, but I really wasn't on it. So I'm trying to work on those things as well, right? So to get back to it, that book. Yeah, so now I'm flipping back through the book that I didn't read correctly, that I really wasn't paying attention to the content. There goes the content in the book, in the chapters. And when that book was closed, I knew I wasn't going to read that book properly. Meaning I knew that relationship wasn't going to grow. Meaning I knew looking at that person that we couldn't be friends. That our friendship was going to go nowhere because with certain people, especially certain Geminis, child, I'm not good with Geminis. The only great relationship I had with a Gemini, I had it twice in my lifetime. One was my cousin. It wasn't the greatest relationship, but it wasn't the worst. We was pretty cool. We was pretty close. We vibed very hard, you know. We butted heads. When we butt heads, I was scared of her. But when I didn't butt heads with her and we were cool, it was amazing. You know what I'm saying? And I miss that. And I don't think I'm ever gonna have that again with another of that sign. The other one was a guy I used to work with. He would tell me his life, his story, his dreams. He's cool as hell. I'm sure he's doing great in life, you know. But that would be the only two. Other than that, especially male or females, just clink, clink, clink never works. I just always end up hitting a brick wall or always find a way to piss them off. And they choose not to forgive me. And they choose to be like, that's who she is. Not knowing that in a good friendship, in any relationship, even loving, romantic, family members, cousins, people, work people, you're gonna butt heads. It's gonna be a day and a time where you don't agree with each other. And that's what people forget. People take that one moment that you disagreed, or that you severely took sides, that you really believe on both ends. Like, they believe one thing and you believe another thing. Instead of just like, thinking about it, let it meditate, let it marinate. You know what? I love you here. So I'm agree to disagree with you, and we're gonna ride. It's a lot of people that choose to not let that ride. I believe this. No, I can't F with you. You look stupid. You're gonna fight and argue. That's why God got more than one, all different type of personalities and shit. So we could disagree. We're not all supposed to think the same. So if you're around people that are just got and all think the same, you're not learning, you're not growing with each other. That's why I keep thinking it's perfect. And the one time they do one thing that you don't like or that you disagree with, you're gonna, it's over, and get stupid people and get along with only. You look stupid. You sound dumb. You're gonna butt heads, and you're gonna get right back on. Y'all gonna ride that bitch. And that's how you grow. Cause you're like, okay, I know I can't do that with that person. I know they don't really like that. And they won't fuck with you in the wrong way. They'll just keep going. But, now they want to get sick. Child, so much to say there. But time's a ticking. So I'll talk to you guys later. Thank you for your time. Y'all out there living your passion. I'm working on getting mine together, child. Have a good one. See y'all soon.